All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is Sunday night. You know what that means. We are live here on the Dirt Collective's Facebook page for OCTV's presentation of the Accelerated 360 Sprint Car Series presented by the Dirt Collective. We are live here from the Lanier National Speedway with the 360 Sprint Cars set here. Just about ready to get into qualifying. Practice has been going on for the last couple of minutes, and drivers are out there tearing the track up, getting the slick nice and worn into the track here. And we are set for race number 10 of the season. Joining me tonight in the booth is going to be Dylan Ackard. And how you doing tonight, bud?
Oh, Wes, I'm doing great. These 360 sprint cars, they're definitely going to be a handful tonight. It's definitely going to be interesting seeing qualifying lanes. A lot of these drivers are taking that bottom lane right against that inside wall. So we got a lot of different lanes going on. But it's definitely going to be very interesting to see where, who's going to be the fastest right now. We got the top 5 all within not even .0045 of each other. So they are most definitely probably the closest times we've seen in the top 5 all season.
And qualifying set to go live at 8:15 Eastern. So just a few short seconds away from there. Of course, with the just a friendly reminder, the merger of the 410s and 360s. Now all of these Sunday races are money races. And looking at the entry list, we right now have 45 drivers signed up. Looks like a 46th is about to show up, if my calculations are correct. One car not in the server right now. So looking at 45, 46 drivers going to try and get their way into the feature. Only going to take 24 drivers at the end of all of these qualifying heats and sub mains. So going to have a pretty interesting night of racing here. The second shortest track on the iRacing service as far as dirt is concerned. Of course, Lima Land is the shortest, but Lanier has not disappointed in races past.
No, most definitely not. Lanier is just Lanier is always a very unique place to go to, because I think a lot of drivers, we have Eldora, we have Knoxville, we have Volusia, we have those giant big tracks that every dirt driver and fan knows what they are. But then you come to a place like Lanier, it's a fantasy track pretty much. Lanier is a made up track that iRacing decided to make on the release, second week of release of the new dirt content, to give these drivers that little track feeling. But I've always loved Lanier. Lanier's always been a fun track for me, because you can drive any lane you want. Watching some of these drivers jumping around different camera angles around practice, we can see that they can take the high lane, they can take the low lane, they can take the middle lane, they can take any lane they want and be consistent right as of right now before the track gets too worn and that top side comes in.
Yeah, definitely going to be a interesting showing here tonight. A couple of guys are already taking that high side right up on the cushion. But looking at practice times right now, you can see the drivers who got out there early when the track was still tacky. You got Chase Cabray on top of the practice board with a 12.395. Kevin Lovey's right behind him, 4/1000ths of a second at a 12.399. Jason Nygaard, Cole Newhoffen, and David Heileman, your top 5 in practice so far. Qualifying set to go live here in just a few short minutes, and we'll set tonight's grids for our heats.
Definitely, I think these heat, I'd have to say as we advance into qualifying, heat racing in iRacing has made this racing by itself so much more better, so much more fun to watch, and it's definitely going to be interesting to see, as server has not jumped over yet, but no drivers are on track. So I think right now they're going to do a quick little pre-race meeting, make sure all these drivers know things to do, not to do, and make sure we have a good show. But if I'm correct, we had 43 drivers on this track that put a lap time down, and leaders, the fastest guy did a 12.39, and currently the slowest driver, the 331 of Dustin Hall, did a 13.7. So we're only a second off.
And a second and some change there. But drivers meeting taking place right now. If you're out there on the Facebook watching live, make sure you tell us where you're from. Tell us who you're pulling for tonight. We got all of the big names from the Team VLR series out here tonight. Fan favorites such as, Alex Bergeron, Howard Weaver, Ryan Martin, Anthony Lepresto. See Ryan Gaunt in here as well. A lot of the usual suspects. So we're just waiting on the admins to advance. Top 4 from qualifying, though, if they transfer, they will start where they qualified. Because I think we should get about 5 heats here tonight. So, or just about. It should be at least 5 heats, maybe 6, depending on how iRacing wants to separate the whole field here. Final count as we are moving into qualifying. We got 48 drivers out here in the server. Qualifying is set to begin. Going to have these drivers roll out and take their time. Of course, on your faster guys, pole position and on back. Going to start from, looks like row 2. If the invert stays true, we're going to have a 4-car invert for each one of these heats. As Blake Brown is on the track now, getting ready to start his qualifying effort.
On board, top of the wing, and Blake takes that higher side, going that middle lane, gonna go right up against that cushion that's being developed. Kind of not a fan of how it's already coming in, but it's definitely gonna be interesting. Currently 5th place, and dropping a little bit.
And Nick Cooper on top of the qualifying charts right now in that 35 car, just finished up his run a little slower to that second lap, but he is on top of the board right now with a 12.828, and you can just see from practice when they were running 12.3s to 12.8 how much this track has slowed down.
On board with the number 22 of Steven Spieth as he goes around and finishes his last qualifying lap. Currently puts him 14 with a 13.225. Going down the charts a little bit more, we've got Austin Silliman, a fan favorite here tonight. I've already seen some names in the chat talking about him. Currently 9th with a 13.027. Going to see if he gets a faster time this time and he does, advances to 5th.
Good run from that 81 car. Normally we see him in the 18, but I reckon he didn't get into the server fast enough to get his appropriate number. So still drivers out on the track, looking for somebody who's on a qualifying lap right here. Jordan Lott, the 2:14, finishing up his qualifying effort. Runs a little bit faster, but he's still towards the back of the field. We only have a handful of drivers still left to take a qualifying effort here tonight. John Cutts finishing up his qualifying effort. A couple of positions in front of Lott in that 42 car. And Alex Bergeron on track. Never mind.
Oh, never mind. I say, Cameron just went to Alex while he hit the wall, but looking up, as we're watching Howard Weaver, he goes around and makes his first lap in that number 07. Goes around and he does a 12.976. That puts him 14th. Go around and makes that second lap. See if he can make it any better. And he doesn't. So he calls it a day. But going back down to Alex Bergeron, everyone knows this man. He's so well known in the iRacing community, as he's actually a lot slower than I was expecting. Currently 16th with a 12.979.
Well, you can't exactly, be Superman every week. So, still got a decent spot on the grid as he's throwing it into the jersey walls there on pit lane. Still waiting on, let's see, I don't believe, Brett Rockenhofer out on the track now in that 49 car, puts down his first time, going to put him towards the back half of the field. He's going to get through 3 and 4, back on the high side. come across the line. Does he improve on his lap time? He does not. Runs about a tenth slower. So that puts him about 39th, 40th on the board. And Brody Wilhelm out there, he was just getting in some practice. We're advancing into the heat races for tonight. Heat number 1 about to take the starting grid here, and it does look like we are going to have 5 heat races for you tonight that may give us a D, C, and B main, definitely a C and B, but a lot of racing coming up here in just a few short moments. See, I believe that should give let's see, an invert of 4. Dan Smolder's got the top time tonight. Quick time for that 211 car.
Because I'm still waiting for a few more drivers to jump up on this grid, but Heat 1 by itself is already going to have a lot of heavy hitters, and it's definitely going to be interesting to see if we can do what we've been doing in these last few weeks and not have a turn 1 pileup. As grid is on your left-hand side as Wes calls him out.
All right, Alex Bergeron, 36 car, going to start out of position number 1 after the invert. Not exactly a good qualifying effort out at a 36, but to no avail. He will get that first starting spot. The 8 of Cole Newhoffen going to be to his outside in that Sim Speed Shop number 8 car. The 22 of Jason Nygaard going to roll out of the 3rd position into his outside. The 211 of Dan Smolders. Ryan Gaunt in the 3 car going to start out of position number 5 in heat number 1. And the 02 of Terry Rennert position number 6. The 19, Shane DeVolder, going to start out of 7th, and 8th goes to the 9 of John Allensworth. Blake Brown in the 74 going to start to the inside of row number 5 and to his outside in 10th position, the 214 of Jordan Lott. One more parade lap around the 0.38-mile track here at Lanier, and we're going to turn them loose for 10 laps of heat racing. Going to go by pretty quick here, folks, so make sure you get your blinking out of the way real quick. Alex Bergeron going to have command of the field as we get set to drop the green flag for the first time tonight. He's on that inside lane. Pace truck is off. Holding him up a little bit. He gets on the gas. Green flag is out for heat number 1, and he's got a good advantage. Heading off into turn number 1, Jason Nygaard into 22, trying to get around Cole Newhoffen, but Newhoffen maintains that 2nd spot. Smolders is on the top, following that number 8 car as Nygaard still trying to get in where he fits in. He's got Ryan Gaunt to his inside in 1.
3 wide, the 22 of Jason Nygaard gets hit on that high side, loses that front end, and now he's back in an 8th, but going back to the front. Alex Bergeron has a nice lead, but the battle for the transfer spot is not underway. Oh no, we got a car flipping.
We got 3 cars flipping in turn 1. Newhoffen, Smolders, and it looked like, who was it? The other car is already good to go here. But Bergeron still out front. You got Ryan Gaunt in 2nd. In that transfer spot is Shane DeVolder. Tough break for Newhoffen and Smolders there as they both go flipping into turn 1 after that incident. We are almost to halfway here as Alex Bergeron still out front by about a 1.5 seconds over Ryan Gaunt.
Yeah, the battle for the top 3 are kind of spread out, but Jordan Lott in that 214, he's trying to catch up to Shane in that 19, maybe try to get himself in this transfer spot, but he's definitely he's on his tail. Just don't know if he's going to be able to get that run off that bottom lane.
I don't know, DeVolder maintaining that 3rd position as they come out of turn number 2. The 214 gets into the inside retaining wall just a little bit. Here comes Nygaard now for that 4th position. Nygaard on the high side, going to have the momentum, and he's going to retake that 4th position. He started in 3rd, went all the way to the back of the pack after making contact with the wall early on, but now he's got 2 laps to see if he can't punch his ticket into the feature race here. If he can get past Shane DeVolder, he will do so. 2 laps left to run.
Alex is most definitely has checked out this race, but battle for 2nd underway here with Ryan and Shane, but it doesn't look like they're gonna have much luck there. That's the only battle, that's the only position. But there goes Alex crossing the start finish line right now as he locks his ticket in.
Yep, and Gaunt and DeVolder both advance to the feature race here. Jason Nygaard finishes in 4th. John Allensworth, the last car on the lead lap, in heat number 1 in 5th. Jordan Lott, Terry Rennert, Cole Newhoffen, Dan Smolders, and Blake Brown are going to have to do it the hard way through the mains coming up after the heat races. Heat number 2 getting ready to take to the starting grid here on the front stretch. Let them load up, and we'll run down your grid for heat number 2. All right, Michael Sheridan in that 21 car going to start from position number 1. Anthony Lopresto on the outside of row number 1 in that 57. The 024 Ryan Martin going to start out of position number 3. And Nick Cooper, second quick tonight in that 35 car, going to start out of position number 4. Brody Wilhelm in the 23 car going to start out of 5th. 6 goes to the 18 of Kevin Loveys. 7th is Gunnar Pike in the 26 car. The 29 of AJ Burns in 8th. Brett Bruckenhofer in the 9th position in that 49 car, and rounding out our 10 car field for heat number 2 is going to be 331 of Dustin Hall.
Another stacked field tonight. Kind of interesting to see some of these drivers that are kind of a little bit farther back. You know, fastest driver does get the invert, so Nick Cooper's got to make his way through it, but good to see Ryan Martin 9 up in 3rd. He's been having a little bit of a struggle throughout the past few weeks, but as Pace Truck's going to come down pit road this time by, as we have 10 laps of green one more time.
Yep, Michael Sheridan takes the early lead off into turn number 1. Anthony Lopresto has Nick Cooper in his tire tracks up there. Cooper up to 3rd. We're almost 3 wide for that 3rd and final transfer spot. Back here with Martin and Cooper. Cooper a little squirrely coming up forward. There goes Kevin Loveys around in turn 1. He's still pointed in the right direction, though, as he's now back into that 8th position. Here comes Cooper around the outside. Oh, no.
As Cooper goes around, takes that middle lane. As then we got battle for the lead going on with Anthony Lopresto and Michael in that 21 as they're going back and forth playing leapfrog. As 3 wide for the lead.
I don't know if y'all can still hear me, but I have no visual here, so I'm going to have to come back in a couple of minutes here.
Okay, Wes, 10-4 on that. We'll have to go get you a new microphone there. But as we got 3 wide battle for the lead, this is just battle for position for the feature right now. But man, these guys are getting a great battle. As Nick Cooper goes around and takes that middle lane, tries to make Anthony Lopresto try to do everything in his power, driving that cushion. Nick Cooper tries to take that slingshot on that bottom lane, not really making it work. Slide jump. Ooh, that was tight for Lopresto. But I'm going to go back on the number 21. Michael's going to put him on the OCTV wing cam as if we can just get a visual of what he's doing in that bottom lane, watching this battle going on, trying to do everything in his power to maybe catch up to that, but I just don't see that happening on that bottom lane. That bottom lane is definitely getting worn out and dried up. But going around looking back a little bit, we got 2 laps to go. Gonna be white flag this time by. And right now, these top 3 are just gonna be sailing away. Don't have to worry about much. Ryan Martin 9 is a little bit, about a couple car lengths back, but as he slams the wall, pushes the car up wide, not going to be able to catch up to that 3rd place, as that is the heat number 2. As all these drivers are going to be settled down, going around and getting back in as we go into the next grid here. As we're gonna wait for some of these cars to load up on the grid. Most of these drivers are on the grid here. Your grid is on your left-hand side of your screen, as Wes is currently having some difficulty times trying to get his PC to work. Some of the bugs of buying new PC parts, but we'll still have a good night. Still have a fun time. He should be back here in a little bit, so we'll be fine. We'll be fine. But grid's on your left-hand side. All 9 drivers on the grid. Nathan in that 38 did not join us on the grid. But another stacked field here. Chase Cabre in that number 4, starting 4th, fastest driver in qualifying. So now he has to go around and start in 4th, and he's going to have to push his way through. But around pace truck is going to come down pit lane this time by get another 10 laps of racing here for you guys in heat number 3. Pace car is off, green flag is out as we got contact and back. As we go 3 wide into the corner, as that's the 99 of Smith going around trying to take that high side away. As we're watching that number 33, Sean, he's trying to take that bottom lane, trying to get that run, but oh no! A lot of contact. That's Chase Cabre in the 4. He's in the middle of a gaggle right now. With the that's number 5, Eric Huff. He's up in 4th right now, getting that giant power move. But Chase Cabre in that number 4 is going to take that high side as, oh no, contact's made. As we go around, Eric Huff falls back to 7th. Chase Cabre's up in 5th. But looking up, the top 3 are on that high side, and they are running that cushion to the fullest. This is the biggest issue I think we're going to see tonight. As just a small little track, we get this bottom lane can dry up so easy. They can be on that high side going handsome. But look at Chase Cabre and that number 5. Oh no, who is that flipping? That is one of your leaders, I believe, flipping. As that's the number 33 of Sean. As he's out of the race, he's going to be going down to, I believe will be the D main as he's calling his night over. But battle for your transfer spot has begun. Chase Cabre and Steven Spies, that 55 and 4. Spies is on that bottom lane trying to do everything in his power to go. As we have Howard Weaver in the booth now. But look at Steven Spies trying to take that bottom lane, not getting the run that he wants. He might have a little too short of a gear in that bottom lane. And he might be out of fuel. He's definitely having a hard time, but going back, battle for 2nd underway with Chase Cabrisco and Steven.
I'll join you until Wes gets back.
10-4 Weaver. Thank you.
I may have to help myself call my heat race, but anyway, yeah, we're watching this one. They shouldn't be out of fuel though, because you only got 3 or 30 gallons in these. So.
Right now, Steven Spies is kind of falling back as checker flag's out, and that number 24 has just walked away. But Chase Cabre comes back after a lot of contact with Eric Huff, goes around and goes and advances. But now with the 4th heat gridding up now.
Yeah, it seemed like the drivers were having a little bit of trouble there passing, and the guy who started 4th, Chase Cabre, he finished 2nd, so that'll get him a good starting spot for the A main with that invert for the heat races. So at least he was able to survive, unlike some of the people in the earlier heat races there.
As we have all drivers on track, getting ready to go back for another 10 laps of green flag racing. Your starting grid is on your left-hand side of your screen right there. But just some names to call out on is David Heileman in 4th. Fastest driver in his qualifying group. Going around, starts in 4th with the invert. But Drew Phillips in that 46, he's there. Austin Silliman, a lot of fans have been typing his name in the chat. We do notice you in the chat. So make sure you do talk about where you are from and what driver you're rooting for. But Austin Silliman's up in 3rd, looking around a little bit more. That front row is also kind of interesting to see, but with that 77.7, but definitely gonna be interesting to see.
Yeah, this is a tough heat race with Heileman and Simmelman in the same heat, especially being heat 4, so that means they didn't qualify quite as well. Well, Heileman qualified 4th, I guess, but they're green now, and Simmelman already up to 2nd before they even get to turn 1, going for the lead already.
Silliman's battling for that 3rd place position. David Heileman's sitting right now in 4th, kind of just watching, see what goes on, taking that bottom lane. But Austin Silliman, I kind of don't expect him to drive that bottom lane. It's odd seeing him drive that bottom lane. but he's in there, and he's falling back. He's just lost third place. David Silliman, yeah, Austin lost it to David Heileman now, as now Heileman's in third, and Heileman's going to go do a slide job. Contact's going to be made on the front straightaway there, as David's going to go to that bottom lane, do a slide job for the lead. Not going to happen.
Well, you want to be up top right now. Silliman just couldn't quite get up there in time, but he's probably going to take advantage of this battle here pretty quick and get to third, because right now he's not in the transfer spot. Only the top 3 go to the A main, and now they seem to settle out. So Austin's got his work cut out, but as I say, that Rhett Starnes kind of gets into the wall a bit, and Heileman's charging for the lead now. I think he's probably got the best car. We'll see if he can make it happen.
Go around. You know, Austin Silliman's trying to do everything in his power, goes right against that cushion, trying to get by him, but battle for the lead. David Heileman tried to do that slide job line and doesn't get it done. But you know, this cushion, you can see it right now. It's there. It is a very high cushion in some of these corners.
Yeah, Silliman just shot by Starnes. They almost make contact down the back straightaway, and now here comes Silliman again for the side job.
Oh no! Oh my!
Who was that? 4-2-1. I believe is that Britton Roxbury?
Yes, that is.
I didn't.
That
I didn't see exactly what happened, but I believe he was a lap car there, and Silliman, he's gonna have a tough time even making the feature now. He's parking it.
Yeah, that contact was the 421, the leader of that heat from lap 1 to lap 9. Goes on, and he gets just over-rotates it in the middle of the corner, slides up, trying to, another side effect to this cushion is how it gets developed. Goes around, gets right on top of it, and just gets pulled straight into the wall. Starts riding it, and just nowhere Austin Silliman can go. But David Heileman does win that heat, so good job on Heileman on that. But now we go into the final heat number 5 here tonight. And another one. Now we have this is going to be the first time in OCTV history we're going to have a in-car commentator going on. So this is going to be interesting. But just so you know, there's no pressure. You're starting in second. All you got to do is drive that high side there, bud. But yeah. The grid is on your left-hand side. You know, we have Dakota up on that 95. Howard Weaver in second. And DJ Kalinowski in 15 and third. You know, 3 fast guys right now as we get these 2 laps of very slow pacing just to get going.
Yeah, I don't run sprint cars very often anyway. You're probably going to see me wreck trying to talk and race at the same time, so I may not be talking as much in this one, but I'll try to give some insight. But yeah, we're starting second, so we got a decent invert, but that cushion looks like it's gotten really steep, and I've never seen that here at Lanier, so that's going to be something new to deal with.
Yeah, that cushion is definitely probably one of the strongest and highest cushions I've ever seen at this track, but it's definitely going to be interesting to see 2 pro drivers in this field, in this heat, so it's definitely going to be interesting. Pace car is going to come off the track this time as we are going green one more time. As Howard Weaver's in that bottom lane. Weaver, you don't need to worry about talking because you are too wide for that P3 position. So you can just do your race. But we got that 15 of DJ Kalinowski on that bottom lane as he's making that bottom lane work a little bit. Don't know if he has a better grid. Oh my goodness, someone is dead. That is Steven. Steven, that 30, as he slams the inside wall there. As he goes around, and he does a very nasty flip. Hopefully he will be okay. But Howard Weaver's in third. DJ Kalinowski's up in second. But with a nice low lead is Dakota, as he can kind of check out and go. But Steven, that 115, he's kind of right there. He's kind of over-rotating the corner a little bit. Can't really catch up to that third place battle. But as slide job. Oh no. Wow. As Steven just goes around and just completely does a giant slide job. I don't even know if he was attempting to think he was clear, but he just does a giant slide job on the 07 Howard Weaver, and now he's done. They both are not going to be able to advance into the transfer.
Yeah, I guess I can help you commentate now. I'm not sure what he was thinking, but he doesn't race here very often, and so I don't know. I'm gonna have to watch the replay of that. But yeah, that was kind of bad. But yeah, good battle for the lead right before that happened.
Yeah, that's a fairly difficult time as we have the OCTV helmet mic on. Yeah, I guess we can call that. Sitting in pit lane, getting repairs, just not going to be able to get anything done. Going to go possibly to the D main, if not C main here tonight. But that high side is just going around. DJ Kalinowski's right on that bump, right on that wheel back bar on that number on Dakota as he makes it work. Dakota's going to do another slide job for that white flag. DJ Kalinowski had to check up hard on the brakes as we go down to the bottom of the track one more time. Slide job city as DJ Kalinowski wins heat number 5.
Yeah, that was a good race. I wish I could have had a little better view of it running up there with him, but I'm not sure what that was. I replayed that wreck. He's kind of did a slide job from about half a second back, so that never ends well. But yeah, we got the C main now, so I guess I'll be racing in that.
We'll definitely be interesting to see what you can do. Sitting Howard Weaver, fan favorite. A lot of drivers are on the comments section saying that's not a slide job. That was a that's a bonehead move right there. But hey, that's not our decision. We're only the commentators. That's what the admins are for up in the admins tower.
Well, Dylan, look at this in this C main. You got Cole Newhoffen, you got Austin Silverman, Howard Weaver, Kevin Loveys, Dan Smoders, who was the pole sitter. I mean, this might as well be the A main right here. So, and only 4 cars are transferring, so this isn't going to be very fun either, probably.
Yeah, this is it's interesting because we see so many drivers that are in the A main every week. As we got the top 10 on your left-hand side of your screen there, we're gonna go through your grid here just a little bit. But, you know, it's so interesting to see some of these names because we know so many of these drivers in these A mains. And a lot of them, so many drivers are going home. You know, it's really interesting. Austin Silliman's in that 8th position. Dan Smolders in the 211 up in 10th. Looking a little bit farther back through the field. Blake Brown in that 74. He's starting in 15th. That's a hard night for him if he can make it. But it's just so many fast drivers that we see in and out every week, not going to make it to the feature. But Pace Truck is going to come off the track this time by leaving the hands to the 18 as we are green flag racing again for the C main. Goes around.
C main.
C main, yeah. As we go around 3 wide for that P3. Weaver in that high side. Go around, get that slingshot down. As I hear cars crashing behind, I do not know. I believe that is the number 1 of Steven is on the wall. I don't know. He's definitely looking like he's kind of stuck there. We might need to get help of a virtual tow truck. But Howard Weaver up in that high lane pushing the 99 of Seth.
Oh, they're about to wreck up here.
They're crashing. A lot of Cole Newhoffen in that number 8 as he's kind of blinking a little tiny bit. Doesn't look like he's affecting much. But we got 3 wide, 4 wide behind him as how we... Oh, here we go. As we got a car inside each other. I believe that is the number 211 of Dan Smolders as he falls back to 10th. That's not a good sign for him. He will not be advancing to the A main. Or actually to the B main, but this is only the C main. So a lot of work to be done.
It's a tough field, and I'm up here running behind Cole Newhoffen, so if he's close enough to another car, I might have a shot to get a win here. He's a little wild sometimes.
Most definitely Cole Newhoffen up in that 2nd place battle. Just trying to taking his line as Howard Weaver moves up into 3rd. Austin Silliman's already up into 4th, battling Tim Richard in that 48 as he goes around as we got check flag up in the air as we got our 4 transfers.
Yeah, I seen that Austin barely made it in, so yeah, that would have been crazy if one of the best the top-rated driver on dirt right now in iRacing didn't make the B main, but he got in there, and I got a last lap slide job on Newhoffen, so we got a decent shot now with 9 cars going to the feature from the B, but that's still going to be tough.
Yeah,
20 cars out here.
20 cars are on this track right now, loading in. Just a crazy night. Grid's going to be followed along on the bottom of your screen right now, but Jason Nygaard and Ryan Martin up in that front row here. Those two drivers by themselves are going to have a great battle. Steven Spieth and Drew Phillips, as we're just going to casually go through the rest of the field. Eric Huff is up in 8th. Weaver, you're all the way back in 18th, so you got a lot of positions to gain before we can say you're going to the A main.
Yeah, I didn't realize there were that many people starting in here, but yeah, this is just like the C main. You know, a lot of guys that could win an A main in here, or at least run in the top 10. So it's going to be tough, and the hard part's probably going to be dodging cars that get out of control, because it seems like people are kind of struggling with a cushion right now. So we'll just have to wait and see how it goes.
Most definitely have to see where it goes. Some other drivers are kind of in the farther back half of the field. Is Lavi Preload in that 91. He's usually up in the front too, but looking back up in front of the field, as we have a blanker. Do not know who that is. I think that's the number 34 of James. I do not know. He's not on the track anymore.
Yeah, you just got to survive this, and they're already kind of getting out of whack up there. Might have to run the low line, and even if it's slower to make it in. Wow.
Oh my goodness, that all started with the number 024 of Ryan Martin. He goes around and has a terrible start on that high side, as he just gets collected. So many drivers just got collected in it. We'll try to look and see, waiting for timing and scoring to get updated, but Jason Nygaard is still in your lead, with Steven Spieth up in 2nd, with Drew Phillips up in 3rd, and then from 3rd on back, we are double file, if not 3 wide racing, with Eric Huff and I believe that's the 421 battling it out as we speak, but he's definitely having a difficult time. But looking a little bit farther back, battle for your transfer spot of 9th is kind of settling down right now, but he has 2 very fast drivers in the Team VLR team, Howard Weaver and Austin Silliman, catching up to that transfer spot, trying to do everything in his power to get there. As I hear a car completely flipping, I think, as we got contact being made. Howard Weaver goes around and makes contact with, I believe that was the number 39 of Cole, as that goes around, puts, oh, we have Eric Huff on the side in turn 3 and 4. Don't know what happened to him.
Yeah, it looked like him and Cole got together, and I got into the side after Huff was already sideways. So this is pretty hectic, with people just losing control every lap. So I think it meant a transfer spot now somehow, but yeah, there's some wild racing back here.
Howard Weaver and Austin Silliman are in that transfer spot. Silliman has no one behind him to worry about battling for him, but the battle is still going on for that P2 to to 5th, actually all the way down to Austin, which is 9th, all kind of all together. If you get a really big blanket and you put their nose all underneath, as Howard Weaver goes around, passes Cole Newhoffen on that high side. Cole goes on, takes that cushion, as checker flag is out, as Jason Nygaard goes around, takes the win, but Steven Spieth comes around, takes a slingshot off of Drew Phillips and takes that 2nd place position.
That was intense. Yeah, I don't know how it was up front, but every lap people were getting loose, and that was a wild race. But somehow, Austin, Steven, me, and a couple others that started in the very back were able to kind of dodge and weave through all that. But that was tough.
Yeah, that is most definitely a very tough race for C and B main. I feel sorry for those drivers that did not go home, but a lot of drivers are not making it to the A feature. But with that being said, waiting to see if Wes comes back in here. Do not think he is. But with that being said, we just want to go around and thank our affiliates and our sponsors here with Team VLR. and the Sprint series. Want to thank X.celerated. Oop, I'm getting moved. I want to thank X.celerated for the 3 title sponsor of all 3 main series. Want to thank the Dirt All Access for the heart surgery. Of course, the associated sponsor, Dirt Collective, where you are watching right now. Gotta thank them for their sponsorship, and also gotta thank some of our list of affiliates here: Dirt Kart Racing, Capron Screen Printing, RacingN.com, Wool of Dirt, and the rest of your affiliates are on the right-hand side of your screen. Make sure if you want to look any of them up, just type their name in your Facebook and you will find them. But we'll be taking a quick commercial break, gonna play some ads, and load into the feature server.
Everyone likes to talk about talent. It's easy to spot, but hard to define. So what exactly is talent? Talent is what gets you up in the morning and keeps you in the shop long after everyone else has called it a day. Talent doesn't fear failure, nor does it bask in the glory of success. Talent is always improving and never satisfied. And while talent may benefit from money, talent can't be bought. Talent is focused. Talent is driven. And while talent doesn't always win, it never loses sight of the ultimate goal. Simply put, talent is what hard work looks like after all the hard work has been done.
What if they're right? What if I'm not good enough? What if I'm just wasting my time, wasting my money, wasting my life? What if I make a mistake? What if I get taken out? What if I miss the main? Again. What if I win? We do not race for fame. We do not race for money. We do not race to become celebrities or see our faces on TV. We do not race because it's easy. We do not race because it's safe. We race because it's the only way to be certain that life will never pass us by.
The car behind me is my Chili Bowl midget, the one that I won the Chili Bowl with. And what's interesting about that is it's actually the car that iRacing scanned that's going to be available to all the iRacing members out there.
Introducing a whole new form of racing to the best online racing simulation in the world. This is dirt racing on iRacing.com. Race online at some of America's most legendary dirt tracks, including Eldora and Williams Grove. iRacing is the premier online racing game featuring NASCAR, IndyCar, sports cars, and now World of Outlaws, the leading sanctioning body for dirt racing. iRacing is easy to use and features a centralized ranking system to make sure you have the best experience at any skill level. With a massive inventory of high-precision laser scan tracks and cars with an unmatched dedication to quality and detail, iRacing gives you the most authentic online racing experience available. Thanks to iRacing's dynamic track system, developed specifically for dirt racing, tracks change over the course of a race, just like your favorite dirt track on a Friday or Saturday night. From a slick racing groove all the way up to the cushion, iRacing's dirt tracks deliver non-stop racing action. Partnered with the World of Outlaws, iRacing is your source for the most authentic dirt racing experience available, featuring 4 brand new tracks and 11 new cars, including street stocks, Legends cars, late models, NASCAR trucks, winged and non-winged sprint cars, with much more on the way. Join the dirt revolution on iRacing.com and start slinging mud today.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
The car behind me is my Chili Bowl midget, the one that I won the Chili Bowl with. And what's interesting about that is it's actually the car that iRacing scanned that's going to be available to all the iRacing members out there.
All right, everyone, we are back for the A feature server. All 24 cars are loaded into the server. Right now, they are just putting some hot laps down, keeping that bottom lane somewhat non-used, so we can use that for the feature. Not a lot of drivers are taking that high side, building that cushion up, so that's going to be a good sign. The track officials did do some work on the track around, reset some of the track state, make it look a little bit better. That cushion on that higher side isn't as bad as it was beforehand, so that's a good thing. But 40 laps here tonight. I believe half are going to count and half are going to not count. So we're going to finish this thing under a green flag, no matter how many attempts we will have to do. Hopefully someone can notify me somehow, some way that does not pop up on the overlays what lap we are on, so we can inform you. But 24 of the fastest 360 sprint car drivers are here loaded in. Your top 5 have put on some crazy laps. Not as fast as we were seeing in the other server. So far, the fastest lap is a 13.085. But still, all in that 13-second mark. All within 600th of a second off of each other. So when we say these are the fastest guys on dirt, these are the fastest guys on dirt. Just go around, just jumping around with some different cameras, seeing what one will look good for you all tonight. We still got a little bit more time around, but make sure you are in chat on Facebook to go around and type where you are from and what driver you will be rooting for tonight. We got 24 very fast drivers. Any one of these guys could win, so it's definitely going to be. So make sure you type in chat where you're from, and if you have any questions for the VLR admins, as they will be here reading the chat as well, answering some of your questions, answering some of your complaints, and seeing what goes on.
Yeah, that is true. I finally loaded back in. I'm having a little bit of hardware issue. Not sure if it's going to happen again this time or not. I might be able to get through the whole race with you, Dylan, but you know, until then, it does look like we have a pretty competitive field. I apologize about missing all of the heats in the mains, so I got to thank Howard Weaver for stepping into the booth while he was driving. Let's hope we don't have to do that again here.
Yeah, we definitely did a very interesting and a very good job doing that. So first time ever OCTV ever had a in-car driver commentary. But cars are loading up on the grid here. So far the back half have all loaded up, but the front half still going. Wes, hopefully your fingers are crossed that you can do the grid for us, because I did not do the grid from any of the heats, so hopefully you can do it for us tonight.
All right, well, let's run it down. Nick Cooper going to have the pole here in the 35 car. David Heileman going to start to his outside. We have Chase Cabrera in the 4, and Alex Bergeron in his normal 12 car. Marty Burns going to start out of 5th. DJ Kilinowski outside of row number 3. Then you have Ryan Gaunt and Anthony Lopresto in row number 4. Rhett Starnes and Dakota Kuhn make up row number 5. Shane DeVolder and Michael Sheridan in 11th and 12th. Stephen Calavoda and John Cutts in 13th and 14th. 15th goes to John Batista. 16th is Jason Nygaard. Steven Spees in 17th. Drew Phillips 18th. Trampus Kolthoff in the 19th starting spot. And 20th is Brody Wilhelm. Stephen Renault out of 21st. Cole Newhoff in 22nd. Howard Weaver and Austin Simmelman round out our 24-car field one more time for pace lap. Going to parade these 360s around one more time. We're set to get feature racing here with the 360 sprint cars live for the X.celerated Sprint Car Series presented by the Dirt Collective. Pace Truck has the field in tow in 3 and 4. Pace Truck is going to make his way off of the racing surface. Green flag is out. Nick Cooper wastes no time. We are underway here at Lanier. Chase Cabrera looking to get that second spot out of turn number 2. He's side by side with David Heileman back into turns 3 and 4. We go for the first time tonight. Nick Cooper is going to lead the first lap. That battle for second is raging on.
Most of the battles going on. David Heilman and Chase Cabray and Alex Bergeron, all three drivers that are well known in the dirt community, battling for position here for that P2, but looking a little bit farther back as it's just a huge gaggle of cars all for that 10th position ground. And that, I believe that's Shane, Michael, and Dakota all kind of right there in that little pack. And that's 95, 19, 20, and 27 all battling it out, almost going 3 wide.
And just about 3 wide as they enter into turns 1 and 2. There is some 3 wide right behind them, though. That is that battle with Kuhn, DeVolder, and it looks like Calavoda as well. Calavoda on the bottom, he's getting a charge from the 39 of Lepresto, or the Batista, excuse me. As now that battle's starting to simmer off just a little bit. A lot of side-by-side all throughout the field. The battle's still on for second as Bergeron gets around Heilemann into turn 1. So Bergeron now setting his sights on the 35 of Nick Cooper here as we are coming around. Caution comes out here at lap 6.
Looking for the caution, I believe that's Jason Nygaard as he's sitting in pit lane backwards. We're going to take the OCTV review cam to see what happened. And it looks like he found and took that turn 1 wall down and could not knock it down, slamming that front end of that car right into the barrier.
Yeah, he tore it down there. Big issues for that 17 car. That's going to end his night. So Nygaard, our first casualty on the evening. Nick Cooper, Alex Bergeron, David Heilemann, Chase Cabray, and Marty Burns, your top 5 as we are heading towards putting about half distance onto the field right now.
Going back, looking at that back row that when we started off on, Austin Stillman and Howard Weaver are up in 19th and 20th. Those 2 drivers are kind of just, looks like Howard's leading the charge and Austin's just kind of following him along. It'll be interesting to see where they go with the next few laps here. As I believe we're on lap, if I'm not mistaken, lap 8 out of 40.
Yeah, closing in on halfway very quickly. We've only been racing for 2 minutes. The lights are off the pace truck, and we're down and away again. Green flag for Nick Cooper in that 35 car. Bergeron a lot closer than he was last time. Heilemann still to the inside, battling for that second spot. He's going to fall back into the tire tracks of that 12 car. As we see Cabray now starting to run that high line back here in 4th, as Cooper's not pulling away as fast as he was last time on the initial start.
It was definitely Cooper's kind of just, he's in that bottom lane where a lot of these drivers are going. More we go green, more that bottom lane's going to get destroyed. And I think we're going to see Chase going to get that cushion going and get going as he's kind of getting those runs off the top with Heilemann on the back of that middle lane. We're going to look a little bit farther back. We still got 3 wide, going to be 4 wide coming to the line. And that's for a P10. As,
and they're wrecking.
And we're wrecking. Oh no, we had 4 wide and now we have a turtle.
Yeah, that's Marty Burns in that baby blue machine. They were 4 wide. It was him, Dakota Kuhn, Rhett Starnes, and Steven Calavoda at the line. And Calavoda and Starnes got into it a little bit. And then Burns ended up getting caught up in the residual effect there. So it's a lot of cars with some bent up sheet metal here early on in the going.
And with that whole ordeal, Howard Weaver is now back to, got involved in that while trying to check up, make sure Warrior cars are going, and got involved in that as he is now missing his front wing. And now he's in the back without a front wing, and he's definitely going to have a very hard night now.
I tell you, one driver who is just tearing it up through the field here early on in the going, Cole Newhoffen from 22nd already into the top 10 for the first time tonight. He's up to position number 9 as lights should be off of the pace truck. Going to get him lined up 2 by 2 one more time here. We might have to go to single file if another caution comes out before halfway, but we should be working lap 16 out of the 40 on schedule tonight. Pace truck off the racing surface once again. Nick Cooper back on the gas pedal. Green flag waves once again here at Lanier. And now Heilemann looking to charge to the bottom. Almost got to the side of Nick Cooper. Bergeron on the high side making his way around that 10 car momentarily, but Heilemann now still trying to defend that second position as Bergeron looks to take it over. He's got Chase Cabray following him on that high side in that 4 car. And Heilemann, he's putting up a really good fight on that bottom.
Yeah, Heilemann's doing everything in his power to keep that bottom lane without drying. And now Nick Cooper's up on that high side. Now the top 4, everyone but Heilemann are up in that high lane. Don't know if that's going to be a issue with the speed difference, but most definitely Alex Bergeron, a lot of drivers follow him to see what he can do, and he's definitely making that top lane go.
A wreck in the back of the pack. We're looking for the culprit here. It looks like Steven Spies may have got caught up in it. Let's take a little bit of a replay. He did end up getting caught up in it, but the wreck happened in front of him, as it looks like Stephen Calavoda ended up getting a little piece of it. Michael Sheridan, the car that was turned around coming out of turn number 2, and Steven Spies pushes him backwards down the backstretch. So Michael Sheridan in trouble right here, as we are just now about to hit the halfway point here in this race.
Looking at the Team VLR teammates, Austin Silliman and Howard Weaver are both missing their front wings. Front round had to go from the C, had to go to the B, advance from the B, and now I'm up in the A, and now they're both with missing front wings. Just shows how bad, if you don't qualify well, what you get. And they both are missing those front wings, and now it's definitely going to be a challenge. But we are doubling file one more time, I would hope. I believe this is now the going to be the third caution, if I'm not mistaken. So we're definitely going to be running into single file going.
Yep, 20 laps complete now. Pace truck is off. Nick Cooper gets a good jump. Heilemann as well. Heilemann's almost cleared Bergeron into turn number 1. Now Cooper migrates to the top side. He's into the wall. Bergeron gets a little piece of him. Cabray has to check up as well. Sends an accordion effect down the rest of the field. As, they're wrecking in the back. Caution comes out once again.
Well, man, we got cautions, bring cautions, and that is Steven Spies and that 55 on his side. I'll look back, see what happened to him, as, he had nowhere to go besides into the door of that 21. But we're going to take another look and see what happened with the 21 to see what...
Yeah, it looks like the 39 of John Batista ended up getting into turn at number 3 just a little bit too shallow. The rear end came out from under him, slowed him up tremendously. Car behind him, that would be Brody Wilhelm, got into him, and Steven Spies into Wilhelm, and flips, goes topsy-turvy as Steven Spies. His night is all but done. David Heilemann, though, got the lead after Nick Cooper got into the wall in turn 2. So now a new leader out front, and still, let's see, Ryan Gaunt's up into 3rd now. Looks like single file is going to happen here. A lot of people still thinking double file is happening. We might have to postpone this start if they can't get in the right positions. But it looks like 21 laps clicked off the board. David Heilemann now out front in the 10 car. Green flag waves back here at Lanier. Now Bergeron all the way to the bottom. He's going to throw the slider on Heilemann for the lead here out of turn number 2. Heilemann crosses him back over and retakes that top spot. Ryan Gaunt now stalking this battle for the lead as Bergeron, they're side by side at the line.
All the Heilemaniacs are standing up, jumping for their driver to make that pass back in the lead. Passing Alex up in that back straightaway. Alex takes that a little lower lane. David's up in that cushion, putting that right rear right against it as he's holding off Alex.
He's doing a good job now. Everybody back onto the top of the cushion. Nick Cooper trying to get around the outside of Ryan Gaunt. Bergeron actually jumped the cushion a little bit there in 3 and 4, as did Cooper there. Cooper's falling back again. Chase Cabray gets around him for that 4th position. And there goes Cooper with a slide job on Cabray. Cabray's going to cross him back over. They're side by side at the line. Cabray has the spot as we are working lap 23 of their scheduled 40 here tonight. Ryan Gaunt all by himself in 3rd place and a little bit behind this battle for 4th. We've got about a 4-car battle for that 6th spot with DeVolder, Kilinowski, Newhoffen, and Lepresto.
Cole Newhoffen went around, got tapped a few laps back, had a very good save, but now puts him back in this situation. But, you know, right now you just see that cushion is kind of not what you want to be if you're not a fan of that high side, and you can actually still make that bottom line work. But it's definitely going to be interesting to see how many more slide jobs we can get. But it's just going to be a really tough night to get by somebody. But looking back up in the field, we are going to be 2 wide for that P4 position.
Yeah, Gaunt and Cooper have been throwing down the last couple of laps here. They're side by side, drag racing down the backstretch. Gaunt on the inside in the white number 3. Nick Cooper on the high side in that 35. As they're starting on pole tonight, this is definitely not where he wanted to be here as the laps are winding down. We have 12 laps to run here once Heilemann crosses the line, and he's put a pretty good gap on Bergeron. That high side definitely working for that 10 car. And Cabré, he's starting to catch Bergeron now in that 4.
Yeah, most definitely Chase can get that top line going. But the thing about Chase is that kind of scares me is that, you know, that cushion at Lanier is so interesting because as we go around, take the field camera, trackside camera, and we can watch him, he is legit almost into the wall in middle corner, getting right in that cushion, putting everything he can right there to go. And it's just such a very tough line to drive, and you gotta drive just so perfectly every lap to catch up. But right now, Alex Bergeron took that bottom lane that last time by. As he goes again, that bottom lane, don't know if that's where you want to be. But here comes Chase right behind him. Chase goes to the bottom lane, does a slide job.
Yeah, beautifully executed slide job. Beautifully executed crossover from Bergeron. Now back to the bottom. Lap cars getting in the way of our race leader. That's going to slow Heilemann up a little bit. As Cabré runs into the back of the 22. Big damage for that 4 car. He's still pointing in the right direction. This time by, we have 5 laps to go for David Heilemann to take home a checkered flag here in the Sprint Car Series. Bergeron into the wall in front of Cabré now, as they're back into 3 and 4 battling again. Cabré, though, that really hurt his chances right there to try and get this win. Heilemann just pulling away with 4 laps to go.
Yeah, right now that top 3 are all kind of slowing down, but Alex Bergeron just goes around and rides the wall as we have a caution on the track.
Oh, caution right in front of our race leader, too. That would be looking for
42.
Believe so, yeah. 42 and 27. Steven Calavoda just lost it all off coming off the high side in turn 4. Ended up taking out the 42 of John Kutz, who had a pretty good day going on. But that's going to send him to the back of the pack here. Going to actually put him a lap down as well. Let's see. Only 15 cars left on the lead lap. Heilemann out front. Bergeron in second. Chase Cabré, Nick Cooper, and Ryan Gaunt, your top 5. As we only have 3 laps to run here when we get the restart. And still, Cole Newhoffen looking like a pretty good contender for that Hard Charger Award presented by, I believe it's Dirt All Access this series. Yes, Dirt All Access sponsoring that Hard Charger Award for the sprint cars here. David Heilemann now getting set to go back. Double file restart here. So really it's anyone's game. Heilemann elects to take the inside lane. Bergeron going to be put to the outside. And Chase Cabré, Nick Cooper in row number 2. Heilemann gets on the gas. Green flag out here. 3 laps to run.
3 to go. Cole Newhoffen goes on and hits the wall behind him. But look at Alex Bergeron. He tried to do everything in his power to get by David. Davis just has a high side going around as we got a huge pile up behind. Don't know where the caution is, and there it is.
Yeah, 2 laps to go. We got 1 lap clicked off the board right behind him, though. That was a pretty good cluster between a ton of different drivers. Going to see what exactly happened. And it looks like maybe the all-black car got into, I believe that is
That is Cole Newhoffen.
Yeah, Newhoffen. Newhoffen way off the track. The all-black car, can't see his number, but oh, jeez. Newhoffen went for a ride. I believe that was Kilinowski. No, not Kilinowski. Let's see who it actually is. Yep, going the wrong way there. Yeah, Shane DeVolder. Lost it. Jumped a cushion in the middle of the turn, lost it, got into one of the drivers. I believe that was Presto, and Newhoffen just, I don't know where he went, man. He's just gone.
Yeah, he hit the icing "you cannot fly" zone, and got knocked down to the back in pit lane doing the tow. His night is most definitely over. That's unfortunate for Cole. He was doing very well. But it looks like we are doing a single file restart. Hopefully, fingers are crossed. But as we gotta go back, green flag racing this time by, I believe we only have 2 laps to go. Pace truck goes down as green flag is out.
Yep, Heilemann has to make 8 more corners here perfectly if he wants to get this win. Bergeron hot on his trail, though. Throws the slider into 3. Heilemann going to cross him back over on exit. They're side by side. Heilemann's got him at the line. White flag is out. Heilemann throws a little bit of a slider there. Bergeron going to have a lot of room to throw one here. Can Heilemann pull it back off? It looks like Bergeron has got it. Alex Bergeron steals it from Heilemann and takes the checkered flag.
Yeah, Alex Bergeron, we know him, the whole dirt community and whole sprint car community knows his name, and that's why he's one of the best in the business when it comes to these sprint cars. But let's see if he can do that burnout that he was trying so much to do, as there he goes.
Man, he completely, it was like taking candy from a baby right there. Just perfectly executed last 2 laps out of that 12 car. Just congratulations goes out to Bergeron. Another win on the season here in the sprint cars. David Heilemann, Chase Cabray, Nick Cooper, and Ryan Gaunt, your top 5. Dakota Kuhn, Anthony Lopresto, Stephen Renault, Austin Simmelman, who is going to get our Dirt All Access Hard Charger Award, coming from dead last to 9th on the grid. Stephen Calavoda is going to round out your top 10. DJ Kilinowski, Shane DeVolder, Trampus Koltoff, Drew Phillips, John Cutts, your top 15. Brody Wilhelm, Marty Barnes, Cole Newhoffen, Howard Weaver, and John Batista, your top 20, and Steven Spees, Michael Sheridan, Rhett Starnes, and Jason Nygaard, your 24-car field on the night. And we've got some people to go. I got some people to go try to find here. So let me see where. Well, I mean, we already know that most of these guys are in here. Just got to find a couple more people so we can get these interviews done and out of here. And let's see. See who we have here.
User left your channel.
As Wes goes down to the interview room, make sure all these drivers are ready to go. Get the microphones hooked up to them. As Wes is back, hopefully all the microphones are done.
Oh yeah, and just had to make sure that we had our 3rd place finisher with a microphone. Chase Cabray, 3rd place finish in that number 4 car. Bud, how you doing tonight?
Doing pretty good. That was a fun race. Started 3rd, ended up 3rd, went forward and went backwards. So the cushion developed. It was pretty tough being up there. Then the middle started to come in all over. Was pretty fun at the end of it.
Yeah, well, right there towards the end, you ended up having a little surprise there with a lap car coming out of turn 4. Did that hurt the car any?
No, it didn't hurt the car. It was overall coming out, you can say he should have done this and should have done that, but we were hard racing, me and Alex were, and throwing a couple slide jobs at each other, and I was so focused on hitting my mark I didn't even see him till last second. So we got together, and it pushed me back behind Alex. I had to try to go run him down, and the caution came out after that. But like I said, it was just hard racing deal, and I'm just focused on my deal, and he's focused on his. So at the end of it, it is what it is, I guess.
Hey, well, still an awesome performance here. You must have did really well in your heat. I wasn't here to watch it, but just an awesome performance out of that 4 car. You kind of do, kind of one-offs here and there with Team VLR, but, a great run here tonight. Got gotta feel pretty good about that podium finish.
Yeah, absolutely. The UDSRA guys got me hooked up tonight, so shout out to them. They always give me some top-of-the-notch setups. I think Dakota ran 6th tonight, so a good run for us. And got to thank the VLR for putting on such an awesome race. You guys for putting on the broadcast, and can't wait to do it again next week.
All right, 10-4. Anybody else you want to thank, or are you good?
I'm good.
All right, bud. Well, congratulations once again to the 4-car of Chase Cabray, 3rd place finisher tonight, and I believe Dylan as our runner-up.
David Heileman, I can hear the Heilemaniacs up in the stands. They are cheering your name, and then you let them down, getting that 2nd place finish with Alex Bergeron. What happened on that final 2 laps?
Yeah, I sure did. You just got people like Cole Newhoff in the race that can't finish without causing a yellow.
Well, you go out and you were one of the last few drivers that go up on that top side, running that cushion, try to do everything you can on that bottom lane, and then all of a sudden goes up on that top side, and just you had a nice gap from Alex to you on that little stint we had, and then all of a sudden something happened. Was it just luck of the caution, and Alex is so much more Alex can nail restarts like there's no tomorrow, or was something changing with the how you can drive that top side?
I don't know. I was hooking the inside because I knew it'd go to the top side and it'd be single file from there. So I just knew it, and I told myself coming into the race, get ahead of Nick, get the lead before it goes top side, and then just don't hit the wall and everything will be perfect. What happens? I get by Nick and them. It's top side. Hell, there was even single file restarts. Everything was perfect for me to win this race. And then Alex was on me then. He must have bumped the wall or something. Freaking fell back, have a big lead. Getting into it with lap cars. Dodged the crap out of one of them. And then you held them off on a double file restart. But then the freaking last caution was even single file. But it was just... I probably ran the worst line I possibly could take into 3 and 4 in the final lap. So it's good win to Alex.
Well, we've raced a lot with each other since joining on board with Team VLR. And I have to say, congratulations, because you did not flip, you did not run out of fuel, and you finished in the top 5. So good job on that.
I'd rather would have crashed sending it on Alex or something for the win instead of just running a doo-doo line through the freaking final corner.
Well, that's why everyone loves to hear these interviews by you, David. Congratulations. Are there any shout-outs you would like to give?
It's because I'm getting tired of it. I'm always finishing second to Alex. Him and Nick have been dominating this season. And if you would have said I wouldn't get a win this season, I would have said, it's probably a failure of a season, no matter how many top 5s I got. So I'm hungry for one of these, and tonight was the night, and I just hope I didn't choke away my last chance of getting one. But thanks to all the guys at the team. Can't thank Team VLR enough. Thanks for OCTV putting on. Everybody who comes out to watch week in and week out, all the Heilemaniacs out there. Check out my YouTube channel at IamIndy33. Yeah, that was a bummer.
Well, David, you did a great job still, but hopefully we can go around and get that win in the next 2 weeks. But good run, and I'll talk to you in a little bit.
User was
all right, Wes, that was the 2nd place finisher of David Heileman, and I believe you caught up with our winner, Alex Bergeron.
User was moved to your
yeah,
channel.
sure did. You got a copy there, bud?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, another checkered flag to put in your cap here at Lanier. A great race out of you. Almost caught Nick Cooper by yourself. He made a mistake, got around him. Heileman got around him as well. He got around you. And then there on that last restart, you just hit your marks perfectly. So, congratulations to you on that win. Tell us how it was from out there in the driver's seat.
Yeah, I definitely had to hit my marks on the last restart because that was my only chance to pass, and my car was not going very well over the bumps and like in the cushion and everything. And David had such a good car on the top side, and I tried everything I could. I even hit the wall like 3 times trying to get to him, but I tried everything I could, and at the end I just hit my marks, and I didn't even think about winning this race because it was so fast, but I tried everything and it works out, so I'm pretty happy with that.
Awesome. Well, we're not going for points anymore. We're going for money. So, you got that out the window. Kind of kills a talking point for us for like a championship or whatnot. But, yet another win here at Team VLR. Is there anything that you can take from this to go towards the Pro Series that should be starting up here soon?
Oh, it's definitely a learning curve on a lot of stuff, with the cushion and everything, how to set up the car to be better. And, it's just, like I said, learning curve and, a lot of good race, good competition. I know Chase was right behind me there, and that was a good battle. I know we had a lap car between each of us, and it was very hard, but had a good race overall. And, I'm looking forward for the World Championship coming up, and, we'll try to get her done once again next week in VLR. The last 2 weeks have been terrible for me, being bad wrecks and unlucky, and we'll try to get her done next week again, that's for sure.
All right, you got anything you want to give before we let you go?
Yeah, all my sponsor and VLR for putting this up. VLR for the team too. Flight Norfeld on the car, their collective, their car racing, Mara Inc. And that's pretty much it.
All right. Well, congratulations once again to you, sir. And we'll see you next week.
Hell yeah. See ya.
All right. And that was our race winner, Alex Bergeron. And Dylan, you got anything you want to add here?
It was sort of a fun night of racing in these sprint cars. The first half of this race wasn't all that bad. Then cautions, but still, Alex Bergeron, one of the best in the business, just showed it why he's one of the best in the business here tonight. But definitely gonna be interesting to see what Alex can do in the Pro Series. But before that, we gotta go back to some more racing on Wednesday night with the UMP Modified. So it'll be on the X.celerated Facebook page. But also on Tuesday, make sure you guys do tune in to the late models as well on the X.celerated page. But other than that, I'm just ready to see these UMP Modifieds go for week 11.
All right, of course, got to thank our sponsors, X.celerated and Dirt Collective, for titling the Sprint Car Series. Team Friday Chassis Consultants sponsoring the fastest lap tonight. The hard charger award, of course, was Austin Simmelman. That's presented by Dirt All Access and the Kenny Wallace Dirt Racing Experience for giving out a free drive to all of the VLR champions. And our affiliates, Dirt Kart Racing, STLRacing.com, Extreme Race Graphics, Caper and Screen Printing, Racing In, World of Dirt, Farmer City Raceway, the Dirt Racing Connection, Tennessee Punch Bunch, RacingandJunk.com Classifieds, St. Louis Dirt Track Racing, Magnolia Motor Speedway, and Volusia Speedway Park for helping us share these races out to y'all. Again, like Dylan said, we will see y'all 8 o'clock on Wednesday for the Accelerated UMP Modified Series presented by WR1 Sim Chassis. And for Dylan and myself, we are OCTV, and we're going to call it a night. Thank y'all for watching.